Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be discussing the topic about we are our own worst critics, how I feel about that, and tips to be able to help yourself to feel more confident, feel less anxious about yourself, and tips and tricks just to be able to feel more yourself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
And trying to remain so strong, I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it,
So I want to talk about the term, we are our own worst critic. I recently have struggled a lot with my body image, and I suppose people on the internet might say rightly so, but I have struggled to learn to love myself. Like, even when I was younger, even when I was skinny, and even when I was like suffering from like EDNOS and borderline anorexia and things like that, I still hated myself. I cannot think of a time where I've loved myself truly for me and my body and and the body image that I have. I cannot think of a time when I've actually loved myself. So it is hard for people, like in everyday circumstances. Like, I might show confidence online, but remember that social media 90% of the time is fake. I try to be that 10%, and I try to tell you that it is hard. Like, it is hard on a daily basis to show up and be confident. And today I'm going to be showing you the real raw side. I do have times when I'm feeling rubbish, and sometimes I do need a friend, and recently I've had a really good friend that has been there for me and has told me, no, I'm not rubbish, no, I'm not worthless, no, I'm not like the things that my head is telling me. And thank you to that friend. Like, if you're watching, Amanda, thank you so much for just being there for me and being there to reassure me that I'm not alone, that I'm not what my brain is telling me, and that I'm worth every bit of my life that I have. And thank you for showing me that you're proud of me, that you're proud of what I've achieved, YouTube, work, like even through to the cleaning. And even if I like have a list of things I want to do and I do one task, you're still proud of me. And thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for showing me love. And I hope that I provide that for you as well. So thank you. But that brings me on to say that looking in the mirror is hard sometimes. Like, especially when you have had an eating disorder, like looking in the mirror and seeing a body that you hate for whatever size you are and whatever your brain is telling you, it can be hard to see yourself as others see you. So sometimes it's important to have a friend or have some friends, a group of people, or go to therapy, but to have people around you that are able to say to you, no, I love you for this, and I love you for something that's completely unrelated to your body, or for them to tell you you're not worthless, you're not rubbish, you're not these things that your brain is telling you. Like, even if you need me to say that, you are not what your brain is telling you. You are not that rubbish, insignificant, worthless person that your brain is telling you. You are perfect for this life. You are perfect. You are loved. Even if it's just by me, you are loved, and I believe in you. And I say it in every single one of my videos at the end. I say, I believe in you, even if nobody else does. And I truly mean that. I truly do. But it's not just body image. It can be what you've achieved in life. Like, I'm approaching 30. I'm going to be 29 this year. And when I was like early 20s or even like late teens, even though I was struggling with mental health, I still thought, if I make it through this, I would love to have a family one day. I would love to be married. I would love to like be successful, be financially stable and things like that. And I wanted to do that by the time I was 30. Approaching 30 and having just over a year until I want to make those things come true, it is looking less and less likely for some of those goals, like getting pregnant, having children, getting married, things like that. And it can be hard to look and compare yourself to siblings, to friends, to like people on the internet. And it can be hard to look at people online or just in your life in general and see that they're doing what you want to do. It can be hard. And I struggle with the whole, well, I've got a fertility time bomb. Like, I am not going to be fertile for ages. So therefore, if I want children, it needs to be soon. And it's quite hard to come to terms with the fact that I'm not in a relationship. I'm not with anybody that could be able to like help me to have a child or support me to have a child, whether that be male or female. I did make a video like over 2 years ago saying that I was gay and lesbian. I am now considering that I'm bisexual, and that is just to say that like also sexuality is fluid. Sexuality can change, and I will talk about why I thought I was lesbian and like why I think that I'm bisexual now in another video, because yeah, I want to talk about that in another video. But yeah, it is one of those. It is just to say that sexuality, gender, everything's fluid. Like, I don't necessarily understand everyone that is different genders to me. I don't understand why someone would want to be trans, but it doesn't mean that I disagree with it. It doesn't mean that I don't support it, because I do. I have like 3 friends that are trans, and I support them through everything. Like, if they come to me and they want to talk about it, like, I'll talk to them. But even so much as to use their proper pronouns, use their he, him, or she, they, or she, her, if that's the way they're going. All of my trans friends are transitioning from female to male, so it's about using the right pronouns, saying, how are you doing today? And when you talk about them, say, he is doing very well, or he is achieving a lot, rather than using their, like, I don't know, even thing down to like using their new name rather than using their dead name, like things like that. Being supportive like that. Like, I might not understand the want to be trans, and I don't think you would ever truly understand the want to be trans unless you are trans, but it is something that you can still support. It's something that you can still give to the people that are trans. So if you are transitioning, if you think you are transgender and you're watching my video, I will support you. I will support you 100%. As I said, I may not understand you, but I will support you, because understanding is one thing, and I will not ever claim to understand something that I don't understand. If I don't understand something and I can't understand it through doing research or anything like that, then I will say, I do not understand you, but that does not mean that I don't support you. I do support you. I will support anyone until they, like, me over more than once, you know. Like, I always try to see the good in people, but when they shit on me more than once, that's when I'm like, no, you are getting out of my life. I cannot deal with this. Like, I cannot deal with you being an absolute bitch or an arsehole or whatever. Like, sorry for the profanity. I hope that no minors are watching this video, but it is just to say that I will support you to death. I will support you and be there for you until you show me that you don't support me. And once, depending on what it is, but once I can kind of be like, oh, maybe it's a slip of judgment. Twice, nah, you're out of my life. I'm not like being friends with somebody who cannot support me as much as I support them. So yeah, but I just want to say that, like, friendship is a two-way thing. So if you feel like you're worthless because you feel like you're not good enough and you're your own worst critic, it's important to have people on the other side of the fence who can see us for our true selves. Our friends, our family, people like that are in our lives that love us can see us for our true selves. Those people can look at us from an outside perspective and go, you may not have achieved the goals that you wanted to do by the time you're 30. And I'm going to use me as an example. So when I was 20, even though I was struggling with mental health, if I truly said, like, you know, what if I survived? And I obviously have, because I'm here. But like, even then, when I was coming out of like a deep dark period and I asked myself, what do I want to do by the time I'm 30, is to have children, or bits and pieces that I mentioned earlier in this video. It's your friends will say to you, you may not have achieved this, you may not have achieved what you wanted to achieve, but you've done this, 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 and this. Be proud of what you've done, not what you haven't done. And I think that's an important message in this video, to be proud of yourself. Like, even if you haven't achieved what you wanted to do, like you set a goal to be married by the time you're 30, which was kind of what I wanted to do. But even if I don't achieve that, it's important to remember that I may not have achieved the goal of being married by the time I'm 30, but I mean, I've got a lot more experience with relationships, like beyond what I had prior to 5 years ago, for example. Like, I've got a lot more experience with relationships, and relationships are not just like a romantic sense. They could be friendships, they could be like family relationships, they could be actual romantic relationships, but sometimes you need that experience in order to find the person that is your one. And it's important to try not to compare yourself, because sometimes I compare myself to my brothers, and my brothers are younger than me, so it's hard to not compare. But sometimes I look at my brothers and I think, you're much further in life than I am, just in the whole relationship sense. Let's take that. And I get jealous sometimes, and I get worried that I'm behind and I'm not going to achieve the goals ever. And it's important to remind myself that I was mentally unwell for 5, 6, 7 years of my life. I was in and out of psych wards. I have a disadvantage compared to them, because they didn't ever really struggle with their mental health to that extent. I can't speak in terms of in general, but they didn't ever struggle to the point where they needed to be admitted to a psych ward and be under mental health services. So I'm at a disadvantage already, because I'm 5 years behind what I should be. I never had that, you know, I wasn't well enough to be able to accept people into my life. But now I'm 28, I'm thriving, and I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that I might not reach those goals that 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old me set for myself if I was still alive. But I'm right where I should be. And that might not be where younger me thought I should be, but I'm right where I should be, and I'm right here in this present moment, and just being thankful for being alive today. As I said, when I was younger, I didn't want to be alive. I didn't think I'd make my 21st birthday, let alone my 25th or even my 28th. So birthdays for me are very special. Birthdays are something that I always celebrate to the max. And I always either see my friends, see my family, like celebrate it properly, like going out for a meal, like having a cake that celebrates me being alive is just something that most people don't do. Like most people at 28 don't have a birthday cake. I have a birthday cake every year because I want to say to myself, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of me for existing for 28 years. And you should be proud of you too. You should be proud of you for existing for however old you are and whenever your birthday was. And if you struggle with your mental health, try that. Try having a cake every single birthday. Even if you're 40, even if you're 50, even if you're 90 and you've struggled with your mental health and you've had times where you just didn't want to be here, have a cake for your birthday this year. Celebrate it. Get people who support you to come and celebrate your birthday with you. Get people who truly understand what it's like to struggle and get them to come and support you and celebrate your birthday. Get one of your best friends to plan a birthday party for you. Like, I'm going to get my best friend just to plan my 30th birthday for me, and basically I'll give her some money obviously towards it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get her to plan my 30th birthday and to make everything a surprise. I'm going to give her a theme, and I'm probably going to say, like, I want it to be like black and gold or black and silver or whatever, but I will leave everything up to her. And if she needs money, I'll give her some money towards whatever she needs to pay for. But like, I want to be totally surprised. Like, I will give her, like, I will obviously invite the friends and I will know some of the details. Like, I'll probably know, like, I don't know, I'll probably know like date, time, like, you know, duration, like where it is and things like that, but I just won't know what it is, like what she's got planned. So, and my friend, I believe, would do such an amazing party. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here because I want to end it on a light note. But if you are ever feeling like you're worthless or that you can't do this, just remember that I've said to you that I believe in you, even if nobody else does. Because sometimes all I needed when I was younger is to watch someone on YouTube or to watch someone on the internet and have them say to me, I believe in you, even if nobody else does. And I want to be that person for you. I want to be that person for whoever's watching this. And I want to say to you, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you for supporting me. And I believe in you, even if nobody else does. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Just like you're young again. No, don't you cry. Just get back up again.